as a country of particular concern over alleged religious freedom violations, saying the move was based on misinformation and faulty data. Briefing journalists in Abuja, the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, says President Trump's threats of military action were unwarranted and misrepresented Nigeria's complex security challenges. Mr. Idris says this administration has made significant progress in tackling terrorism since taking office in May 2023. He says more than 13,500 militants have been killed, 17,000 suspects arrested, and over 11,000 hostages, including women and children, rescued.
Looking at the whole situation, and is looking at ways and means of ensuring that the international community understands what Nigeria has been doing. Only last week or 2 weeks ago, Mr. President, in his own desire to rekindle the security architecture of the country, reinvigorated the hierarchy of the armed forces. A new chief of defense staff and other service chiefs were appointed. Now, this is all all the issues that came out of the United States. So that tells me that Mr. President has been working assiduously to ensure that Nigeria is a country that remains safer for all Nigerians to live in. We're looking at all the issues, and we don't want to overheat the discussions, but work is ongoing, and we're also opening the channels of communication so that the international community will understand what Nigeria has been doing.
The invasion of the National Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party in Abuja by security operatives has sparked outrage within the opposition party. The action followed a controversial court judgment halting PDP's planned national convention, which the party described as a direct assault on democracy and an attempt to destabilize its leadership. Former Deputy National Chairman of the PDP, Chief Bode George, condemned the invasion, calling it a dangerous affront to internal democracy and a violation of constitutional rights. He urged the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the National Judicial Council, and security agencies to act swiftly to prevent further tension and safeguard Nigeria's democratic process.
By our constitution, is a multi-faith, multi-religious country. What this means is that everyone is free to practice his or her faith of choice without let or hindrance. Sometimes you hear these arguments about the minorities being attacked. The policing system and the security agencies will not in any way, because someone is in the minority, say he's not going to be provided security or is not going to be protected by the security agencies.
Nearly everybody in this country knows that there is no deliberate targeting of any religion for persecution. There are factors. Sometimes
uniform personnel into the private chambers of a major political party is a direct assault on democratic values and the freedom of political association guaranteed by our Constitution. This action undermines public confidence, threatens national stability, and sends a dangerous signal to the international community about the state of democracy in Nigeria. We call on all stakeholders, particularly the presidency, the National Security Advisor, and the leadership of Nigerian security agencies to immediately investigate and withdraw all personnel involved in this illegal operation. The sanctity of political institutions must be preserved.
Let's take a short break now and return for our conversation for tonight. Please stay with us, everyone.
Anambra, the time is now. Our state is broken, but together we can fix it. Vote Nicholas Ukachukwu and Uche Ekunife, the team with vision, the team with action. They stand for security, quality education, green energy, infrastructure, sustainable business environment, quality healthcare, and connectivity to the center. On November 8th, Let's rise together and rebuild our beloved state. Vote APC. Vote Nicholas Ukachukwu and Uche Ekwunife. Anambra is broken. We will fix it together.
APC! APC! All Progressive Congress. Ikukoma 2025.
The Renewed Hope Initiative RHI presents the RHI Green Nigeria Challenge. Go green today for a greener tomorrow. This national competition is in 3 categories. The household category is a tree planting competition amongst 11 frontline states in northern Nigeria. Each participating household in Adamawa, Borno, Bauchi, Gombe, Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, Yobe, and Zamfara states will plant a minimum of 1 tree to qualify, with a video evidence of before and after the tree planting exercise. 20 million naira will be awarded to the best household. Submission deadline is 20th December 2026. Community category will see local governments, local communities, schools, and NGOs reclaim and transform degraded or abandoned areas such as dump sites, landfills, parks, and their likes into green, vibrant gardens, parks, and eco-friendly spaces. 50 million naira would be awarded to the overall best community group. Deadline for submission is 15th July 2026. State category will have all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, excluding Enugu State, have a chance to address the growing threats to environmental sustainability and cleanliness. States will be judged based on the number of trees planted on major roads and inner streets and how clean they are. 100 million naira will be awarded to the best performing state. Already, Enugu State has 100 million naira for being RHI's model green state due to its greenery and cleanliness. Video evidence must be submitted by participating states on or before 20th December 2026. All entries must be directed to RHI Office, State House, Abuja, or email rhi.greenchallenge@statehouse.gov.ng. RHI Green Nigeria Challenge. Go green today for a greener tomorrow.
Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. As residents of Anambra State march to the 5,718 polling units across the 21 local government areas of the state to elect the next governor on Saturday, a new democratic chapter in the southeast state will unfold. All eyes are on Anambra State as the state heads to the polls in a high-stakes governorship election. Today, we delve into the key issues shaping this election: the role of INEC, the influence of security, and expectations of the people. According to INEC, 16 candidates from 16 political parties are contesting the governorship election to wrest power from the incumbent, Professor Soludo, who is also seeking re-election under the platform of APGA. Tonight, let's speak with Daniel Ezekwe, who is the senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo. Good evening, Mr. Ezekwe. Thank you for joining us on Politics Tonight. Mr. Ezekwe, can you hear me? All right, while we wait for Mr. Ezekwe, let's bring you more stories. Okay, looks like we have it now. Good evening to you, Mr. Ezekwe. Thank you for joining us. All right. Professor Bola Tinubu has asked the Senate to approve a fresh 1.15 trillion naira domestic loan to finance part of the 2025 budget deficit. The request contained in a letter to the upper chamber is aimed at closing the funding gap in next year's spending plan and settling outstanding debt owed to government contractors. The development comes amid protests at the National Assembly complex, where contractors blocked the main entrance, demanding payments for completed projects. Senate President Godswill Akpabio assured that the request will be approved, describing the borrowing as necessary to clear verified obligations and restore confidence in ongoing government projects.
Of the federal government, we have just approved domestic borrowing to the sum of 1.1 trillion, which is meant to settle indebtedness of contractors. So, and I think that should assuage them. So I call on them to give government time so that they will be, their grievances will be attended to.
Right, so let's get to our conversation tonight. According to INEC, 16 candidates from 16 political parties are contesting the governorship election to wrest power from the incumbent, Professor Soludo, who is also seeking re-election under the platform of Anambra. So tonight, let's speak with Daniel Ezegwe. He is the senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State. We're looking into the key issues shaping the election, the role of INEC, the influence of security, and expectations of the people. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Ezegwe. Thank you. Mr. Ezegwe, can you hear me? Good evening to you. Right, if you can hear me, let's start with security, because I haven't heard from the Commissioner of Police in charge of Saturday's governorship election, that's Abayomi Shogule. It says no fewer than 60,000 security personnel drawn from various security agencies have been deployed for that election. What's the state government's position on the deployment of such a large number of security personnel? Mr. Ezegwe, can you hear me? All right, then. Let's take a break, everyone, while we fix the challenges at the moment. Please stay with us, everyone.
Years of ambition, campaigns, and planning culminate here as Anambra decides who the next governor will be. See it all through the lenses of our cameras and the eyes of our seasoned journalists.
Political parties and INEC get set for Anambra governorship election.
As TVC News presents Anambra Decides, from the first vote to the last count, we'll stay with the story.
It's 1 month countdown to the 2025 Anambra State governorship election.
And bring you all the highlights of the election. Anambra Decides, a TVC News special coverage of the Anambra State election on the 8th of November 2025. TVC News, first with breaking news.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Thank you for staying with us, everyone. Mr. Ezegwe, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening, Jumoke.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. So we start off with security because, we've listened to CP Bayomi Shogule severally, and that's the person in charge of Saturday's governorship election. It says no fewer than 16,000 security personnel have been drawn from across all security agencies. They have been deployed for that election. So I was wondering, what's the state government's position on the deployment of such a large number of security personnel?
Thank you once again. For us, we are more focused on the election. Of course, the governor on all the platforms that he's spoken on has expressed complete confidence in INEC, complete confidence in the security agencies, and our eyes are on other things related to the election. We believe that the security agencies will do their jobs like they've always been doing. We believe that INEC will do its job like it's always been doing, and we are very confident that no matter the number of security agents that are brought into the state, we're very confident that at the end of the day, we'll come out with the best results.
You don't think that's a large number for a state governorship election? Another thing, kindly hold on, another thing the CP says was that a central command framework had been established to ensure real-time intelligence sharing coordination and rapid response. Do you think that necessitated that large number? Also, does the government consider the figure adequate, excessive, or appropriate for the expected security challenges, especially as Nigerians continue to elaborate conversations about militarization of our elections?
Anambra's election is always distinct, if I might use that word, and it's a very unique one. The number of
unique or volatile?
No, not volatile, because you see the campaigns and see how the candidates are campaigning. Not volatile, and our people we're ready, we're expectant, and the state government is concerned more about the peaceful atmosphere, giving the people the best of it all. We're not particularly concerned about the number of security agents that are brought into the state. Ours is.
Mr. Isaac, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, I mean, we lost you for a second, but what is the party's biggest concern going into this election? Is it logistics? Okay, you say it's not about security. Is it logistics? Is it about voter turnout? Have you had discussions with INEC or security agencies about, some potential threats or hotspots?
You should know that coming into this election, the governor already made the ground very safe, very easy for the security agencies, the agencies that are coming into it. Remember that the election that brought the governor in was marred by violence, insecurity, and all of that. What the governor has done so well that even the security men that are coming into the state for the election will not have much to do. And we.
Mr. Isaac, Mr. Isaac, are you there? All right. We're having a conversation with the senior aide to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo. On Saturday, all eyes are on Anambra State as the state health. Are you there, Mr. Isaac?
Yes, I am.
Right.
I'm here.
All right. So how is the governor, balancing his role as a sitting governor and as a stakeholder in this election? How is he doing that?
The governor is a multitasker. He's someone that does whatever he goes into. He does it very well. He does it to the letter. He's been there, here and there, doing everything, trying to galvanize all forces, trying to make sure that the election in Anambra State is one that would be used as an example for what will happen what we're looking at in 2027. So he's been doing a very great job. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Yeah, he's been doing a very great job. Today, he came back from a campaign in his hometown where thousands of people received him and supported him financially and all of that. So the governor is a pure optimist. He's a practical optimist. He's someone that believes in the process, someone that believes in due process, someone that believes in the right end, and someone that has been supporting INEC, supporting security agencies in Anambra State to make sure that Anambra remains example as it's known all over the country. So it's nothing different.
All right, because I asked that question because there have been allegations in past election of vote buying and intimidation. For vote buying, they said, in 2021, Governor Soludo budgeted and spent this huge amount of money. For this 2025 election, he's also budgeted and spent and kept for Saturday a huge amount of money. That's the Commissioner for Information has denied. But for this Saturday's election, are all parties on the same page to ensure a credible and clean campaign election as well?
Yes, of course. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
So you see, when people come up and lay all kind of false accusations, say all manner of things, you should ask them the right questions. Ask them the amount, the money, where the money is kept, and the amount. For the first time, let me give you this particular information. For the first time in the history of elections in Anambra, in Nigeria, not just in Anambra State, we see people crowdfunding for a candidate. People people crowdfunding for a candidate. As of today in Suofia, the governor's hometown, the people gave him 200 million naira to support his re-election. That has been going on across all parts of Anambra State. Individuals, groups, communities, local government, crowdfunding for the governor's re-election. So when the governor is very confident in his election, the governor knows knows that the budget, the money of Anambra State belongs to Anambra people. The money in Anambra coffers belongs to Anambra people. So what he's doing is looking at the future and looking at how to make the best of the resources available to him, the one that people have given him, the one that people have supported his campaign with, and when people come and, of course, that I call it a defeatist theory. When people come up and say that the governor is trying to use the state resources to fund his election, that's false, and that's a very wrong narrative. The governor is an economist. Is someone that understands the value. Is someone that is guided by fiscal responsibility. So and people have indicated interest in supporting his election. So those accusations are very false narratives.
And the other part of that question is about voter intimidation. How is this government, this administration, collaborating with INEC and security agencies to prevent voter intimidation? What message does the governor have for communities affected by insecurity?
Just 2 days ago, I think all the candidates, 16 candidates that are in this election, came together to sign a peace accord, and they all came together. They hugged and assured the people and assured the National Peace Committee and INEC and the security agencies that they would do their best within the interest of good election, good politics, to make sure that the election is free, fair, and violent-free. The governor leading the whole thing is someone that believes in peace. The election that brought him the election that brought him to power was peaceful, and is always ensured that all elections that are held in Anambra State are peaceful. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you, but let me put you on hold, Mr. Isaac. We need to go on break at this moment. When we return from that break, we'll continue this conversation, and also when we return, this conversation continues on our other platforms. Please stay with us, everyone. Saturday, November 8th, a new democratic chapter in the southeast states will unfold. Residents of Anambra State will march to 5,718 polling units across the 21 local government areas of the state. And according to INEC, 16 candidates from 16 political parties are contesting the governorship election to wrest power from the incumbent, Professor Soludo. Tonight, we're speaking with Daniel Ezekwe, who is the senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State. Thank you so much for staying on the program with us, Mr. Ezekwe.
Thank you.
Right, so before we went on that break, you were reminding me of the peace accord that was signed 2 days or 3 days ago. But I must also take you back to the peace accord that was signed ahead of Edo State governorship election. Yet on that election day, we saw a lot of challenges. Security agencies encountered so many issues, even, with the candidates who wanted to be governor. Now, I'm talking about the governor now. Let's see about the candidates. What message does Governor Soludo have for communities affected by insecurity? What is the governor's position on ensuring a free, fair, and credible election? And from your own end, how confident is this administration in INEC's readiness and neutrality?
Let me bring to your notice that as of today, there are no communities in Anambra State that are held by previously what we know as unknown government. There are no communities in Anambra State now that are dealing with the issue of insecurity, violence, and all of that. To the glory of God, all the communities, those in Anambra South, far Anambra South, those that share border with other states from around us, I've witnessed what we call a new revolution of freedom, and all of them have returned to their homes, their communities, and they've taken over their communities, courtesy of these efforts that were led by the governor of Anambra State in making sure that people go back to their communities, making sure that Anambra is safe, secure, and peaceful. Now, The governor's message concerning the election is simple. It has to be peaceful. The governor has been very supportive. The governor is leading the pack of progressives that are trying to make the election very peaceful, very, very peaceful, very safe. I'm making sure that, like I told you earlier, he's made the ground already easier for the security agencies and security agencies that are coming to the state, because right now Anambra is safe, Anambra is peaceful, and the elections that were held in August, by-elections that were held in August, there were no issues. The elections were held peacefully. So the governor is leading the pack to make sure that the Saturday election is very peaceful, and it's shown support, open support to INEC, to security agencies, and has also called on other candidates participating in the election to make sure that they do it the Anambra way. Anambra is known for difference. Anambra is known for uniqueness. Anambra is not a do. We've not had elections that are marked by violence. We don't. So it's a brotherly business, if you want to use that phrase. So the governor is leading back, making sure that the election is free, fair, credible. Of course, the governor, being someone that he is, would not want an election, his re-election, to be one that is marked by violence, to be one that is marked by questions. He wants it to be smooth, he wants it to be peaceful, and he wants it to be very, very credible.
Right. So I can only guess that you have the authority to speak on behalf of the governor. If not, you won't be here. But will the government respect the outcome of that election, regardless of the result?
Well, we're looking at one result, and we're confident of one result, which is returning Professor Soludo, CFR, as the next re-elected governor of Anambra State. We're not looking at alternative results. The results are there. Our people are with him. I've told you about the enormous historical support he's gathered since he began his re-election campaign. We're looking at one result.
I think it's a yes or no answer. That's a yes or no question, rather. Will the government accept or respect the outcome of that result?
When you have only one outcome, one place where our eyes are focused on, the answer is yes. APGA will win, and win landslide.
So what feedback has this government received from the public about some of the policies, especially the major policies like the Soludo solution agenda? What does the government consider his biggest achievement?
The biggest achievement of Governor Soludo is returning confidence to people believing again that someone can come and change the narrative of governance. This is a man that came on the high side of insecurity in Anambra State. Remember that he couldn't even contest in some parts of Anambra South, including his community, where he was attacked and 3 policemen were killed in 2021. But today, all those communities in Anambra South, all of them in Anambra South, are peaceful, and people have returned. And the governor has brought total peace in Anambra State. The governor has brought unprecedented infrastructural development to the state. Education, healthcare, agriculture, urban development, urban development.
Mr. Ezegwe, I asked of his biggest achievements, the biggest.
There are so many. I'm trying to fix my eyes on one, but there are so many. If you call an average Anambra person to tell you the biggest achievement of Governor Soludo, they might have varying narratives.
You work with the governors and you have your records. So what is his biggest achievement?
Restoring confidence, bringing back total confidence of the people of Anambra State to governance. People now believe that they can have a governor that will come and deliver absolutely. In his 3 years in power, he has done what governors that stayed 8 years couldn't do. And I'm not trying to.
Is that not you exaggerating, Mr. Ezegwe?
No, I'm not trying to exaggerate. The records are there. You can check.
So
he has done what governors in their 8 years couldn't achieve. For 34 years, let me tell you something. For 34 years, Anambra didn't have a 15 governor's house and governor's lodge.
Is that an achievement?
Let me tell you something. 34 years, and the governors were staying in makeshift building. and Governor Soludo came and gave us a world-class government house and governor's lodge. That's an achievement. 34 years. It's a very big achievement. World-class government house and governor's lodge. Anambra State is now the first in Nigeria with the lowest number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. Anambra State now, Governor Soludo has awarded over 1,000 kilometers of road and completed over 600.
Anambra State didn't have the lowest
now.
Kindly hold on, sir. As at that time, Anambra State didn't have the lowest out-of-school children.
As at when?
You're talking about 2021.
No, I'm talking about the recent statistics. I'm talking about recent statistics. I'm talking about the governor's achievements so far. And today, Anambra State antenatal is free, delivery is free, including for cesarean section. All the 326 primary healthcare centers in Anambra State are now remodernized with 3 general hospitals in Anambra North. That's not all. That's not all. Our health sector is the best in Nigeria. Remember a few months ago, we won award at the national level as the best state in healthcare, primary healthcare, within over 1,200. Our education sector is booming. Teachers have been recruited over 8,115 teachers. Thousands of youths empowered. Anambra State boasts the lowest number of unemployment rate in Nigeria. And the governor is leading from the front, security almost near zero. So I think we should give kudos to the man. The man has done.
All right. So, I mean, Anambra people have a second chance. Are you there, Mr. Ezegwe?
I'm very confident. And I've told you for the first contest. People are donating to the governor to contest. That has not been seen in the history of politics in Nigeria.
All right. And you know, I mean, what I was saying was Anambra people have a second chance if they ever thought that the governor has not performed for. So, what are the governor's economic priorities if given a second term?
Well, if you hear the governor speak, the governor is talking about consolidation. The governor has a roadmap already. He's not someone that's working from the blues. He has his roadmap. He has his 5 pillars. He has a platform that he's operating on. And for him, it's about consolidating what he has already laid down. And if you look at the way his administration has been streamlined to work, you see something that's very strategic, something that covers all sectors at once, just a simultaneous inclusion of all sectors, trying to develop all sectors at a time. And that's what the governor is trying to consolidate, trying to pick up the gear and go further out, pick up and go further out, try to achieve a lot. And it's assured our people that what they've seen in the last 3 years are just a tip of the iceberg of what they will see in the next 4 years. And he's a man that keeps to his word. He's a man that if he asks you, if he says he's going to do this, he must do it. He doesn't go back on his words. And that's what has endeared him to our people. That's what has.
Mr. Isaac, are you there? So if you say the governor intends to consolidate, that means something has worked. So how successful has this administration been in attracting investors to Anambra State?
Well, investors have been coming.
Have they really been coming? Because some of these opponents say most of them have gone back to where they came from because of insecurity, and that also in the area of tax collection, there's a challenge with how the state government collects tax from Anambra, and they intend to review that.
Of course, when you bring up a candidate of opposition party, people who don't have any idea, who don't have ever any idea of what good governance is, what strategic governance is, they tend to come up from those views, make up things, try to make up things, figment of their imagination.
Sadly, I agree with you, Mr. Ezegwe. Sadly, I'm forced to agree with you, but some of them are quite, intelligent.
Who is he? Who is intelligent?
Some of them. I think I can point to about 2. I've spoken to about 10, and I think I don't have to give you names. Just, you know, go ahead with your answers.
Haven't you heard of? Well, let's not go there anyway. But then the governor, which is you should look at. Well, let's look at the profile of the governor we're talking about. This is a man that has consulted for international.
Isaac, are you there? Isaac, are you there? Isaac, the question, are you there? The question was about. All right. Maybe we should take a break, another break, and. Isaac, so the question is, how successful has this administration been in attracting investors to Anambra State? All right, tonight we're speaking with senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, as India Anambra head to the polls on Saturday. Let's take another quick break, and I'll be right back.
Meet Benga Oreshegun, a fearless voice and an advocate for the truth. He's bringing fresh energy and bold insights to Journalists Hangout.
Get ready for deeper analysis and dynamic perspectives. Join me and Babajide Kolade Otitoju with other veteran journalists on Journalists Hangout. Weekdays from 5 p.m. and on Sundays 1:30 p.m.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I ensure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
Good morning, everyone. It's a new day. Veronica, where are you at this time?
I am here. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Hi, Olamide.
Hey, guys. I'm just at the rooftop, keeping my finger on the pulse and my eye on the street.
Hey, Toma, good morning. Hope you're up and ready for the show today.
Yeah, I just got to the office now. Have you contacted Abuja?
Hello, guys. We are set and right on our way to the studio.
And the guest is standing by.
Hi, Ria.
I'm almost ready. Just let me get my glam for the show.
Good morning, Ibrahim. What about the dailies?
I just grabbed the papers. I'm on my way.
Good morning, guys.
Right.
Nobody knows how the day will go, but every day starts with breakfast.
Start your day right here on TVC Breakfast every weekday from 7 a.m. only on TVC News.
Thank you for staying with us, everyone. According to INEC, 16 candidates from 16 political parties are contesting the governorship election in Anambra State to wrest power from the incumbent Professor Charles Soludo. And on Saturday, all eyes are on India Anambra to pick up or elect a new governor. So as we have delved into the key issues shaping the election, the role of INEC, the influence of security, and expectations of the people. I've been speaking with Daniel Zegwe, as a senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State. Mr. Zegwe, thank you very much for staying with us on the program. How does, the campaign had started for a while, and the governor had been to probably all the local government areas in the state by now. What kind of conversation has he been having with the undecided voters? In the space of, have about a day or two before the election or before the end of campaign, how does he plan to appeal to undecided or dissatisfied voters?
Well, of course, the governor has always been sounding positive, trying to get them to see things from a better perspective, trying to get them to see that their vote is a vote for the right reason. Their vote is a vote for the right interest. Their vote is a vote for a better future. Trying to convince them to get into the process, get on board, try to let's come together and drive the new Anambra dream. And we've have lots and lots of people coming in, declaring their support, people defecting from other parties to APGA. And the support as of today has been quite massive. That's why when I say that we are confident of winning, I say it with full confidence, because when you go out there and see the number of people, thousands and thousands of people that are cheering and assuring the governor that they are with him, you have no other choice but to understand that everybody in Anambra State sees what the governor is doing. They see the positivities. They see good governance. And I've told you that in the history of Anambra State, in the history of Anambra democratic history, we've not seen something like this. We've not seen something as good as this. And it will be shameful if we lose something as good as this, because things as good as this come once in a future, once in a lifetime. And Governor Soludo is a kind that comes once in a lifetime. And our people should get the best of him because he has a lot to give.
And you, I mean, for you, what role does your office as senior media aide play in shaping public perception during this election season? How do you handle misinformation and opposition propaganda, apart from coming to tell Jumoke every time to ask the right questions?
We do our job. We learn from the best, and the best is Governor Soludo. So we try to go against everything with the truth. Our ideology is centered on truth, facts. Our ideology is centered on telling people the right thing, telling them to go and verify facts. That's why I always ask questions. That's why I always tell that those people that come up on air, the opposition that come up on air to say things, they are coming from the side of misconception. So our people, the average Anambra person knows the truth. And when people come and campaign with insecurity, and you ask them, you've been campaigning, have you ever been attacked? That should be the critical question. So we try to do the job professionally. We try to do the job with the truth. Try to tell our people the facts and try to get them to believe. Try to get them to believe and try to tell them that this is the right cause. This is the best for you. If you have children, this is the best for their future. Your children can go to school for free in Anambra State now. Your children can go to hospital and get the best. Your children can go to Solution Fund City there and get the best. So your children can go anywhere in Anambra State and see that the government is working. And they will want to grow up and be like Governor Soludo. And they want to grow up and be better leaders of Anambra State and Nigeria.
Let's go back to a factor I raised earlier in this conversation, which is, voter apathy. And clearly across the nation, voter apathy has been an issue in past elections. If we are to talk about the steps taken to encourage participation, I want to quickly quote the governor so you don't say this is another misrepresentation. It says for November 8, 2025, any ward that wins a game will receive 1 million naira, while the first 3 performing wards will get 5 million naira, 2 million naira, and 1 million naira respectively. And opposition members are saying, they've seen this as vote buying and a violation of the Electoral Act. But why is this necessary? Why is the governor giving them money?
Why are they seeing it as vote buying and they've not gone to court to challenge it?
Why is the governor giving them money?
Let me bring the fact to you, because we deal with facts. In 2021, the election that brought the governor in, we had 2.4 million registered voters in Anambra State. As at then, during the election, on the election day, November 2021, we had 253,000 people that voted. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
253,000 people voted as against 2.4 million that registered. That was 10% of the total registered voters. And that was historically the lowest turnout in Anambra's governorship election. Historically, 10% of total registered voters. And the chief reason why people didn't come out to vote at the time was because of insecurity. One, insecurity was primary. Second, there was poor confidence in governance in Anambra State.
If there's restored confidence and the state is safe, why is the governor giving them money?
Now, listen, I'm trying to arrive. Now, the governor has tackled the issue of insecurity. He has used voter education, done his best, used all his platforms, including all the media outlets in Anambra State, to encourage people, to educate people, to tell them why they should come out and vote on November 8th. Now, the last thing is to try to incentivize the process, trying to get more people to come and vote.
Isn't that vote buying? Vote trading?
It's not. It's not. The governor is not at the polling unit giving people money.
What happens to people like you knocking on every door in your ward, in your local government, ask them to come out and vote instead of giving them money?
Would you see, the government has done all that. I'm trying to tell you, this is the final process. That some of the people that will come out on that day may not even vote. Some of them might end up voting other parties. So in that case, the government is also trying to help other parties too. And the government is also trying to, this is like trying to incentivize to the final part of the process to get people to come out and vote. We have over 3 million registered voters in Anambra State. And the governor is focused, the governor is determined to ensure that the vote that will elect him, that will bring him back to office, is one that he should look at and smile. Because when he came in 2022, March 17, 2022, he said that one of his goals, visions was to change the paradigm, to change the pattern, how people see elections in Anambra State. And that's what he has been able to do.
And you think this is the way to go?
The last continuous voter registration in Anambra State had the highest number of people that registered in Southeast. That's because of what the government has done, trying to encourage people, trying to deal with the issues that hitherto affected people coming out to vote. Security, confidence in governance. He has done so where people want to vote him again. That's why everybody is rushing to get their PVCs. And thirdly, the government is trying to tell them, if you come out and vote, if you can deal with this process, let's deal with this process together. It's not just for him, it's for other people too. Because all the people that will come out on that day to vote will certainly not vote for Abga. So he's trying to, I think the candidates, other candidates should even thank him for what he's doing. Because some of them might end up people that wouldn't normally get. People that wouldn't normally get one or two.
I'm sure you know vote trading. I'm sure you know vote trading is like one of the biggest challenge INEC has been trying to address as we attain electoral integrity. And I'm sure you know this is a challenge. If you want people to come out and vote, you do not have to promise them money. But let's move on quickly. Let's move on quickly. I mean, you've delivered the governor's message to undecided voters, dissatisfied voters. What message does the governor have for first-time voters?
For first-time voters is that they are doing the right thing. They are voting for a better future. It restores the confidence of the government in the people. Now that people have now decided, people who had issues with voting have now decided to vote. And they've decided to vote for a reason. And I think, for me, sitting here, I think one of the reasons, primary reasons why our people who hadn't voted have started to vote is because they've seen the light. They've seen something. They now believe that someone can be elected and the person will give and give and give and give and do the best for the people. So the governor's message for them is that the confidence they are reposing in his administration, his administration will not be taken for granted. He keeps saying that one vote matters to him. One vote matters to him, and one vote he will not take it for granted.
So, what is your own message to Anambra voters as the 2025 elections draw closer?
The message is simple. The solution is here, and our people should do all the best they can on Saturday to make sure that the solution returns. Because if we make a mistake, we'll go back to Egypt, and our people don't want to go back to Egypt because we've seen the light, and the light is Prophet Chukwumacha, so we do CFR. There's no saying that fact.
All right, then, senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Daniel Ezegwe. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jumoke. I hope to see you soon in Anambra State. You should come and visit.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Good night, everyone.
From Lagos to the world, TVC Communications has been nominated for its very first international award, the prestigious AIB. It's a recognition of our voice, vision, innovation, and relentless drive to push beyond boundaries. TVC Communications, Nigerian excellence on the world stage.